Paula Seaside Radio. I'm in Scarborough with Simon Duncan. And what are you doing here, Simon?
We're doing a social media, well, we've been doing a social media event, helping voluntary sector organisations in the area to set up a social media strategy so that they can use social media effectively to help their organisations achieve their purposes.
And by social media you mean Facebook, Twitter, blogging?
Yeah, quite a number of different areas, how they may link together and how they can use those to help their clients to communicate with them.
That's right, and we have some here that seem to have a fear of getting into this. There seems to be a lot of negative thoughts on this. How can you sort of persuade people that it is a good thing?
It's not necessarily a bad idea to have a little bit of fear, a little bit of a negative approach, because it gets you thinking, and that's important. Better to do that than be going straight into it with no thought at all. I guess the way I would persuade is to make sure that people understand that whatever tools that they are using, they are in control of those tools, that they can set the privacy options for those, they can use those tools in a way which will work right for them. You can link tools together to do whatever it is that you want to do. But at the end of the day, it's quite true. Anything that you put on social media, you should never put anything on there that you don't want the whole world to know. It is very transparent and you can use that to good effect. But if you're going on there and thinking that you don't want people to know things, then probably not the right place.
Not the right place. Okay, you also run workshops for people here and you've got a continuing programme.
Yeah, that's right. It's called the Add a Friend programme. It's a funded programme, so it doesn't cost much at all. And we take people right from the beginning of their social media strategy, help them to develop that strategy, help them to implement that strategy, and support them over the course of a year as they do that, as they actually roll that out, as they communicate with their clients, and we support them throughout it.
Right, now we're in Scarborough. You also cover Leeds and York.
Yeah,
everywhere else.
We cover the whole of Yorkshire and Humber, so we do tend to get out and about quite a lot. So the Add a Friend programme, the social media programme, runs for about another year and a half. And we are running the workshops at quite a number of quite a variety of venues around Yorkshire and Humber, trying to make sure we get to everyone.
And how can people get in contact with you if they're interested in this?
Well, the best way is via our website. So all the various forms and things are on the website, and the information is on the website. So that is www.electroville.org.uk. Of course, our Facebook page is Electroville as well, as indeed is our Twitter name, Electroville.
Right, and you'd welcome people from various, it's voluntary organisations primarily.
That's right, so you don't have to be a charity, but a voluntary sector organisation.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Paula Seaside Radio in Scarborough with Colin Harrison. Right, Colin, what are you and what do you do?
I'm the Chief Officer of Electroville. Electroville is a social firm. We grew out of a charity, the Disabled People's Electronic Village Hall, 8.5 years ago now. And
did you set it up?
I did, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, why did you set it up?
It was particularly because disabled people have difficulty getting employment. And so our initial thing was to find something that we could set up for disabled people to generate employment. And the idea was that we wanted to provide services, IT services, to the voluntary sector and use disabled people to do that. So we've been going for about 8 years. We've been providing a whole range of IT services to enable voluntary sector organisations to achieve what their objectives more effectively.
How many people do you think you've helped in this 8.5 years?
Oh, hundreds. Thousands. I mean, in terms of organisations, for instance, I mean, one program we did a program called Net Gain, which was aimed at organisations, helping them to develop an IT strategy to use IT better. And 400 organisations went through that program. So that's just one program. We've got hundreds of customer organisations that we provided technical support for. So it's probably nearer to thousands in terms of organisations that we've helped.
Right, and these are voluntary organisations that you're helping to
generally on the whole. I mean, times are hard at the moment, so if a private organisation comes across the doorway and says, you know, can you do something for us, we don't turn them down, but we don't particularly target that market at all, you know. But it helps us in terms of our funding if we can, you know, sell our services at a premium as well.
Of course. And this is a sort of lunch meeting type thing that we're having here today. That you invite people to, or can they get in touch with you? And
they can do it. And I mean, what we're doing here is that we've got two particular services that we provide, and we're trying to promote those services. One of those services is actually funded by the Nominet Trust, who are the charitable side of the organisation Nominet, who provide the domain names for the UK. The other half, which is what I'm doing this afternoon, is a database. In those strategy things that we spoke of, those strategy workshops, we asked people what were their main challenges, and one of the things they kept coming up with again and again was we need a database to be able to organise our operation, to manage our operation and provide reports to our funders. We thought about creating something for them, but actually we found one that had been created by a social enterprise in Northern Ireland, and so what we've done is we've become their agent, and we're starting to sell that within the voluntary sector. It's very affordable, but aimed just at what people need. So that's what I'm showing this afternoon. So we're
How does it compare with the Microsoft Office database?
Well, access within there. You clearly, as a charity, you can buy access for next to nothing, but you then have to spend a lot of time making it do what you want. And normally, what will happen is that you would approach a developer to create a Microsoft Access database for you, an application for you, and we've done that in the past for organisations. Now, we've done fairly small ones, and it's cost up to £5,000 to do. I've heard of 15 to 20,000 developed in Access. The cost of the one that we'll be showing, which is actually web-based this afternoon, is £750 a year. So it's much more affordable for
targeted towards the people that
and
use it.
You know, it works out of the box, you know, rather than you having to.
I know, as you say, it's much more affordable, but we are talking voluntary organisations here, where funding, as we all know, is very, very difficult. Is there any way around this problem?
But I mean, they're not going to get it free. No. There isn't any funding for it. So, but the savings that will be made in terms of time, you know, if you think of the time it takes to put a monitoring report together, you know, at a touch of a button you've got that monitoring report, and it helps you organise, you know, your system, your operational system, your processes, your business processes within your organisation.
So you use it yourself here in this?
We use it. Simon uses it on the ADAPEN programme to manage that. So we use it. We think it works really well for organisations, and organisations are starting to see that as well. So, I mean, our role is to try and publicise that, and you know, the only way we can get an income stream out of it so that we can carry on existing is to sell that. So we need to get something back from that. But we're not a profit-making organisation. We're just trying to cover our costs. Yeah.
Right, and that will cover sort of events like this that you're running today and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much
Thank you,
for
Paul.
talking to me.
Yeah.